Welcome back to the show. It's 6:49. You might have seen this guy on the Sportsman channel. That's actually offered now from Comcast on channel 554. He's Scott Laysath with Hunt, Fish, Cook, the cooking show that really shows people how to use the meat that's bagged in the field to feed the family, the less fortunate. That's what you're doing in Quincy.
Yeah, in this case, I'm here with Sportsman Channel and Comcast Xfinity to do the Hunt, Fish, Feed program at the Horizon Center. You know, venison is an untapped, renewable, high-protein resource that we can use to feed some pretty needy people out there. The Hunt, Fish, Feed program has started in 2007. We've got donations from sportsmen all over the country, about 13,000 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot of meat.
Of game and fish that we're using for some of these programs. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be serving venison tacos today at the center. So that's what I brought to sample today.
And, you know, you've hit a day that we've got actually sportsmen in the field right now sitting in their trees for the second firearm season here in Illinois. This is for women like me whose husband is going to be in a tree this weekend. I need to know how to fix this, and I have plenty of venison at my house. How do you go about making a venison taco?
Well, you know, you asked me about the gamey flavors of venison. And the gamey flavors can be attributed to a couple of things. Normally, it's mishandling in the field. If you've got a guy that drives around with a deer in the back of his truck for a couple of days just trying to show it off, that's a bad idea. You wouldn't put a bunch of chickens in the back of your truck and drive them around, right?
I wouldn't.
You want to get them clean, get them processed as fast as you can. And then what I do when I take a venison hindquarter, for instance, is you remove each muscle. Get rid of any of the fat, any of the gristle. And the number one rule, don't overcook it.
Don't overcook, because a lot of people around here would say you've got to cook it well.
And people will try and cook the gamey flavors out of it, and the longer you cook it, it's like a piece of, you know, it's like a piece of cheap stew beef. Once it all of a sudden it tightens up right about medium, and then you keep cooking and keep cooking. You can cook anything eventually in a slow cooker like this, and it will fall off the bone and taste just like cream of mushroom soup. But I don't want to do that to venison. For the better cuts of venison, you cook it fast, keep it rare to medium rare. I'm talking 135 degrees. I know a lot of people are going to flinch when I say this, but it should still be just a little bit purple in the center.
Okay, very good. So we're looking at this venison right here, if you can see it in the crock pot there. What did you do to cook this? So you browned it fast, you said?
Well, you crumble it up and you brown it, and you'll notice there's not a lot of fat, and whatever juice that's in there came from the tomatoes, because there's only about 3 grams of fat in 3.5 ounces of venison.
Okay.
High protein, low fat. So you brown it, mix it with some diced tomatoes, a little tomato sauce, onion, celery. You can't mess it up. Just get a package of taco seasoning if you like, or do what I do and just start going to the pantry and throwing stuff in and make it taste like taco seasoning. And then this is one of those things that doesn't have to be medium rare. This is more forgiving because it's going to cook slowly. And if you get your venison ground, you should usually add some fat to that too. Add some fatty ground beef to give it a little bit more flavor.
Okay.
So,
well, let's make some tacos here and see how good these look, because I wish you had smell-o-vision at home, because if you could smell what this smells like, you would be a believer that venison tacos are really I guess I would say a gourmet dish, because it smells delightful in here. And it smells better than what I make out of real hamburger at home. So, but of course we've got a chef in here, so that
well, but you don't need to be a chef to do this. I mean, this is all pretty simple stuff. And tomorrow, for those who won't be at the Horizon Shelter today, I'm going to be at Best Buy from 12 to 3, and we've got rabbit rattlesnake sausage. And bison chili, so we can come by and try some of that. I know the first 25 people that get there get a little something extra, so this is just some salsa. We've got cookbooks and aprons for the first 25. So that's the deal. I don't want you to load up with a big giant mouthful of taco, because you won't be able to talk. But and this same recipe works with any kind of game. Once again, the Hunt, Fish, Feed program is the big deal here. Comcast Xfinity is helping us out with their volunteers. The local chapter of Whitetails Unlimited has provided all this great venison to help feed 100 people or so for lunch today.
Well, again, this is Scott Laysath with the Sportsman Channel. His show, Hunt, Fish, Cook, on the Sportsman channel offered here by Comcast on channel 554 if you want to watch some more. We'll be right back.